You have said no to so many movies and shows over the course of your career, as you said. Did you say no to that at first? How often have you said no to being on camera for that show?
Well, when Lisa first mentioned it to me, I remember exactly where I was, what time of day it was, what day of the week it was. When she, it's one of those moments, right?
Yeah.
And she said she was considering doing that show, and I said, I said, whoa. I said, I keep my divorce lawyer on my speed dial, just so you know. and
You said that to her?
I said that to her. Those were my exact words, But I was doing it partially in jest, but I was also making a point, that those shows are nuts, right? And oftentimes couples don't stay together from those shows. There's, but then I considered it from another angle when I had a conversation with Bethenny Frankel, who's on the New York show, and she had this brand called Skinny Girl that turned into a huge thing for her life, changed her life. And we have a clothing business, and Lisa does the clothing business. She said this is going to be a great branding opportunity for the clothing business, which it has been. So, and as far as being on the show, I refused to sign the release on the first night of shooting. And it was a little underhanded because I was shooting a movie up in Vancouver, and I was supposed to get back by a certain time so I could be at this dinner for Lisa's birthday at this restaurant called Pump that Lisa Vanderpump had just built, and darn it, my plane was late. So they shot a few hours with Lisa already for her first time ever on camera, and she was brilliant, and they had all this great stuff in the can, and I arrived late, and they said, now you got to sign your release, and I said, well, I don't feel like signing it. And they pulled all the cameras out. They said, oh, well, then your wife's not going to be on the show, and they pulled all the cameras, but they had this great stuff in the can, right? So it was now 11 o'clock at night. They had to call New York. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning in New York or whatever, and they've somehow got to roust all the mucky mucks up, and they've got to say, well, what do we do? We've got this great footage on Lisa Rinna. Her husband's refusing to sign the release, and we've taken all the cameras out, and they really had no choice but to put the cameras back in, continue shooting, and let me shoot without a release. So once they had me on camera without a release, basically I could say, you know what? I'm only going to do this when I want, and I don't have to, because, normally...
You still not have a release that you've signed?
I signed a release, but it says I don't have to do it unless I want to.
Wow.
It says if yeah.
So you can very easily just wake up and be like, I'm not going to that today. I'm not
absolutely.
doing that.
Oh, yeah, you won't.
You do that often?
I do that 99% of the time. Yes.